Bzzzt, bzzzt. Getting fried, getting fried. Brizzy style. Good evening, folks. It's 23:47 p.m., so I imagine it'll be the next day by the time I finish this broadcast. And third day, fifth month, 2025. I'm looking here is at your Doppler feed, picking up some beams. Uh-oh. Are you going to take it down? You can see here the change in the wind direction speed towards the radar station, and you see it here as well. It went less, which is telling me that whatever this is heated some air and changed its flow. This is one way you could see the beams when they're not showing on, let's say, you go to the 256 composite, like I'm going to click on here. You don't see much. So I have to do some digging to see. So I busted that beam. I'm going to shut things down as I go. And where I find those is on your national loopy. And you just like click one of them like that one there. And then I would go over here to the Doppler, click that one there. And you come up with that image, right? It's nothing I conjure up. It's just there. And I did look around, and I got some, also, this was an important one to catch, actually. It coming down in this direction here in a V. And you'll see another piece of it here. How many different, this is a different layer of the atmosphere than that, right? So the speed has changed. Not quite as dramatically on that. And the beam's coming out through here. So I know where the flow lines are, right? Where do they pin and stuff? And they pretty much got this shut off over here. Okay, so I'm really happy for the people north of this beam line here. It's really going to be a defining line. And this was Stapleton, so I just showed you that one. That's the big blaster. So I'm going to just leave that one on and just kind of just pull that there. Okay, I might go back to it. I'm feeling a bit animated. So, right, I'm going to get on with it. The first things you're going to need to remember is your tide times. All right, when is things going to hit? I'm expecting the winds to really increase overnight quite dramatically. You're going to see some gusts inland going to be right high. I think where some of this is being underestimated because of the dynamics of the mountains and how lift is going to react. Excuse that dog bark in the background. I have to. So these are your key times. Right, this is you're going to be at, this is your norm, this is the tide to expect, and then you're going to have to add the seas onto the top of that of what the sea is doing. Right, let's be honest, they're calling 3 and 4 meter surge on top, which to me is not huge, but it's enough to get you up a few of the steps out there along the shoreline. I noticed even along Goldie Parade today, it is quite the erosion has occurred overnight. So you're going to use some great care. Don't be doing stupid stuff out in the ocean and leave the surfers to the surfing stuff today to the professionals. So screenshot this for yourself. This is Goldie's tide table. Everybody might be slightly different. So I'm going to go over a few things, and I have to leave that up for my own reference. So they walked the eye. They've done the move where you end up with 2 of them. Yeah, now they'll dance. You see this weirdness here in the center? Well, that happened yesterday. I guess it was earlier today. My time's a bit off. I fell asleep. It was well needed. The second one is appearing here. It's fairly indicative of what is known as a femtosecond laser. Very often I see the big stars manipulated using the Star Wars Defense Initiative type tech that's up in space. It's a type of laser. It does this type signature here in the clouds. And I noticed them turning it on yesterday. And you could turn the energy off on this side and move it. And you can move this eye very, 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 very fast. You know, another oddness is you see that little white hazy wispy cloud here over the top? Why ain't it channeling in? And the very center of this storm is Mr. Chaos. Yeah. Angstful Alfie over here is definitely a man-made storm. You know, the man-made a cane. Call it what you will. There's almost like a comedy face inside here. This is not like a normal. What is that? Yep, that's the face of alfalfa. Dun, 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 dun. Man-made storms are the devil. The devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. That's not nice to see. Look at that. It's a geostorm face, the face of geoengineering. It's almost like he's got Pan's pie. We got horns and everything. Look what they drew in your sky. I know things look like stuff, but I could skywrite too, or do geosculpting as we used to call it. That's a Kanban point. You see everything pointing at it here. Look. Yeah, just in the center, I'm going to do a few markings. Something's emanating from here. Yeah, this is it. All it takes is a high altitude balloon, and it could deploy a boom, 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 right? It just drops it down. It ain't no jet plane. It could be a big ass balloon. It could be a drone hovered in place. It's something that we all deserve an honest answer to, will we all agree upon. So the second eye is in front of this. You got two of them. Yeah, and this is the momentum of this is going to push that right along. And so you're going to have the arrivals of the winds a bit sooner. They look like a face, but I'm trying not to say titties. I said titties. Anyways, let's just get on with it. I try not to dwell upon those two rascally rabbits over there. So they've done the eye walk move. I've seen this many times. Look how elongated it's gotten to, which is going to spread a bit of the surge out and its pressure, which will, if it had come in with a really tight round eye, you'll pull a higher surge. It might organize as it gets up to shore, because like on that post I said, when you constrict flow through a passage, it increases the velocity of the water. An example, put your thumb in front of the garden hose. What happens? Same pressure behind it, increases the velocity. So that's a typical move. And the radar beams are really aimed at ashore. Yeah, they really showed up well in the cloud imagery that I did some marking up for you guys earlier from the sat view, which I'll go over to in a few moments. But the wind is going to be impacting you fair short. See, we're about bored with that image, ain't we? I know the surfers are dying to know what's going on, but this here is about 10 hours from now, my time. We're very close to hurricane strength winds in some of these parts on this storm, right? It's only 14 miles an hour away. That ain't. So I say it's a very dangerous situation, these winds that you're going to feel overnight tonight. Okay, so if you ain't got it batted down now, it might get batted down for you, like a cat batting it down. So it's nice to see that eye is doing a weirdness almost, because if it comes in tight, I'm worried about that. Then we'll see some winds. These things should be devoid. There you go. That's what I want to see. Come on now. If you're going to make a storm, at least make the dynamics correct. Quite a wall. There ain't much space in there for the birds to fly around, but they might make it ashore into a tree or something. There's birds out in this storm that been probably flying around for days. They're exhausted. So if I see a bunch of birds landing on anything that's out there floating around, I am not going to be surprised. Yeah, that there is you're blowing a gale, man. What do they call it? That's a holy. Yeah, if you're blowing a holy. And this is by this time here, let's see, that's about 10 o'clock in the morning, Friday. Okay, so this is a dangerous situation. You're going to go through a few high tide, low tide cycles. And as water's going out to sea in some of these, what do you call them, the channels, the entrances, outlets, whatevers, they're going to have trouble getting out because of the amount of water trying to come in. This is just the winds. Yeah, she's coming in tight. What's the pressure pulling? You see that line she's riding up here? There's going to be a line where the rains are going to really stop dramatically. Yeah, I like to say that. But some of these places, I'm very concerned about the winds. That's why I've been so much harping on this area here, because I knew the dynamics of the storm and how it was going, where the flow was going to go. And well, having been there helps. That's just me dropping something. Golly, man. Well, the guiding line of the storms are pretty well spelled out. I did a map, and this is the last image that I have from was about an hour ago. It takes a bit of a time. This is the last screen I loaded. You'll see a little haze appear over the top of the clouds here. Watch. I think it's just as much as I can zoom in. But I'll do a better job showing you right there. See if we can get this to do that bit. So I'm looking here. And I'm looking here. And I'm looking here. And you'll see beams come out. Now we ain't saving the image. I'm going to mark this image. So I'm going to go back. Just keep your eyeballs there. These are the beams that are shooting out that I showed you on the Doppler feed. Okay, that's their glitch. Manifesting cloud dynamics. Manifesting and controlling the flow of the moisture heated outflow line. You see that it just stays in place. It's not going around with this storm. Right there. Now we'll mark it. And these are the guidelines. This is how the storm is going to come in. It's going to be a difficult time getting past those lines, so the eye will ride it. It'll just like putting a rail up there and something goes along it. Or you ever ride the outside wall of a track in the video game? It'll beat you, son. Yeah, but it's, yes, it's going to, I call that riding the rails. Riding the rails. He's riding the rails right through here. And there's your other line, and that's where the center's going to come through. So that's a fair, accurate thing. If you look right here, you'll notice a deployment. And it's got a little crush in it. I think that's X marked the spot. I think that's where they're going to bring it in. Look again. See it? Right there in the center? See it? Yeah, that's a very suspicious spot. It's even got an EMF area blown out. So this is where I think it's coming in. Right there. And it split its water. It absolutely has. Because of the beams coming down here, you're getting a big batch through here. And you guys are Fubario. Right, like the old Fubario. And that other tendril-headed carpsway is still on its way there. And when it goes inland, she's going to work its way down coast. That's just fucked up. Yeah, it's a big situation. This is going to be a long-lasting event. It's going to be a very, very, very wet week. So if you're stuck in your house and it's really, really wet, find something to do. So if you want to screenshot this here, this is that image of that I just marked, because I might do further markings. Here's that. The blasters that manifested its glitch in cloud dynamics. Okay? And that's easy enough for you to go get. So I don't really have to have that up much more. So now we're going to look at some times. We're going to look at some rain totals. We'll look at some wind gusts. And of course, for the surfers out here, let's look at your waves. We'll do that now. What I said yesterday still goes. So you have to refresh that. It felt nice to have a rest. Yeah, you don't like to see that. Da, 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 da. You got big swells. Da, 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 da. You wait till tomorrow. Right about here. Right about here, like I said. This is when the big stuff is hitting. Right, look at this out here. Oh, this is just the waves. Okay? As she comes to shore. That's why I said the biggest ones are right down here. Byron, Balliner. This is your biggest surf. But the biggest surf and the best surf is a debatable thing. You guys know what fun you like to have. I just want to see you have some. But the wind is going to be roaring. It's a very dangerous situation. I'd stay right here. You got so many different choices of types of waves just in this one area. You can hop on the tram and go somewhere else and get on another one. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm curious. You see a lot of surfers on the trams? Look at Byron, man. Like I say, get on to Byron. And there's your, I'm going to show you the swells. Because that's important. We're going to have to add the swells. We got to add 3 meters storm surge to this area is here. That's why I say this one's going to be higher. Yeah, like in front of the Burley Surf Club, where you ain't going to be able to drive down there. Your cars are going to get washed out down there in the parking area. Hey, but I'll tell you what, it's what a situation for the people that love to have fun. I got to say it about the fun. So let's get your swell up there. Whoever's the guy that found that board, brought it on down there, and rode that thing through there. You're my hero. I watched you do your tube. See, this isn't huge here. But as we get into tomorrow, it will get much better. Look at this big tongue right there above Byron. As I said, there's going to be some conditions out here. So we got to hit that on top. Here, can you get out here? Somebody drive you in a boat? Oh, yeah, there's some shoals out there. Seen them when I was flying in one day. Yeah, so we get to add all this. As we head in, it's not too bad, not too bad. Maritime stuff ain't looking too good. Wind waves, right? Here's these. Don't wipe out without filming it. Okay, is that fair? Yeah, we feel bad for you, But I got to admit, you bring a lot of joy to people's eyeballs. Look at this yamba. That water's going to have a hell of a time getting out to sea, I'll tell you that. That's another factor is why I keep an eye on the wind waves as well. So, what would you have to say about that? Man, surf ain't just up, man. That motherfucking shit is up. Really, man, it's some big stuff. So you got some tendrils, looks like they're coming ashore on your radar over here. Some very heavy south came over Byron Bay over there a little while ago. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm going to give you a real weather forecast like you expect. Never expect me to do what you expect. But when because when you least expect it, you got to expect it. Isn't it? Hey, Nim, it's just sliding south of you, that line. See it? It's just wetting them streams over there. This part of Northern River is starting to get his stuff. These cells just went over Cuyahoga. Look at this crap. You got a night of that. Right, the on and off says the tendrils coming in from out to sea. And guess what? Here comes some thunders and rumblers. They say it's coming over straight off. So expect it now. Expect the wets. But the storm is well out to sea. I got to tell you, it's well out to sea. So this is just a hint. Yeah, so secure your stuff. Tape your windows. Have they told you that you're supposed to open windows on the opposite side where the wind is blowing? Make sure your pressure don't go. That's the biggest bunch of shit. Now, you don't want wind blowing inside your roof and on your ceilings, but yeah, they don't tell you these things, so why don't we? Why ain't they preparing you in the news for anything other than being scared and buying bread and water? Filling up a bunch of gasoline when you can't even drive anywhere. That's stupid. Stupid. If you ain't made your decision by now, you're going to have problems on these mountain roads from here on after this event. I recommend you sit tight. It's nothing you need that bad. Everybody share what you have. Okay? Share what you have. And then everybody gets through. Yep. If you keep to yourself anyhow, nobody's coming to ask for nothing. Ooh. Okay, here comes the after this part. I dread these things, because I've been it's like a fucking broken record. And here's the tendril, and here's the that, and there's the pressure, and here's the chemtrail, and there's the boom, and here's the plume, and here's the swelling of the streams, and the killing of the dreams has arrived. And some terrible totals. This tendril here is packing a wallop to over 2 centimeters an hour in dispatch that's coming over tonight while you're asleep. All my friends are ready. Straight on into the northern rivers. It's a beam line and she squats. That was about 3 hours of that. So right there, you'd have hit 60 mils straight off. And you hadn't even gotten the main storm yet. This is a camp out. And the whip around for the continual targeting of Gold Coast. Surfer's Paradise area is going to be on the easier end of things. See this right here coming right across your Burley and Tweeds? This is your bads, man. You got tendril on tendril, proper tropical storm coming over. The monsoon rains have come. Yeah, and continuing with them tolls. When you see them whites, you're always looking at around 2 centimeters an hour. Sometimes you be hitting 4. This is a hell of a storm, and we know what the beams have done, right? We can even go mark. What did the beams do? You go get your map out and mark it. We know where they've went. We know they blocked that. We know they blocked that. We know they've gone down here. So we know that these totals are going to be absolutely wicked. Yes, I just rolled you through that part. I'm trying not to give you the worst case scenarios, but I'm not going to leave you unprepared. But the difference between 200 mil and 400 mil and 1,000 mil is just you're fucked either way, right? You agree to that? That thing is, he's decided not to hold the line there. Yeah, this is a terrible situation developing. There's a lot of different debates on when the eye comes ashore. But in all I want to know is when's the rain and the wind going to get to people's houses? I think that's what you guys want to know. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I mean, how do you judge which part of this eye comes ashore for everybody to say they're correct? You know, how many days of it camping out there until they say it's ashore? The longer that ice sits offshore, the worse it is for Goldie. So them beans are saying she's going to sit a bit, and that's a concern. Terrible totals still showing up, just in that period I just happened to click on over there. It's like it's Sunday. This is just an endless fuck. Yeah, fuck. I wasn't fucking bullshitting about. That's about where the split is. This should be higher. So you guys are prepared for this. You're very prepared for this. We could put it something easier. This makes more sense the way the storm's coming in choppy right now. What I'm trying to see is I know that they just had something coming over yonder and all that. So if you want to get accurate, this is what I got to do. I know it's just sent a tendril in. Which one's showing it? There you go. That's showing it. So even just overnight, this is 10 hours. The next 10 hours. You're flooded. You ain't going nowhere. Then you'll deal with the Angstful Alfie. Yes, the news people missed a chance with that word, didn't they? No, I didn't use no book to find it. I was just thinking, teenage kicks right through the night. And then I was thinking about angst. Teenage angst. Yes. Only fools don't believe in geoengineering, Alfie. It is just for the land grab they leave. Smart city for you. I'm surprised they don't just name this storm Claire. Everybody just really freak out then. Ooh, he went there. Hey, look, boy, the Bruce is going to be washed really well. Boy, you're going to have some sand to get rid of. And some sand to replace. Yeah, this seems fair. This map here, I would say, would be fair accurate. When you go on to the 10s, ain't much of a change up there. Down here, got some action. I ain't going to leave you out. So we got so many places. Wait, that's a mighty straight line of rain appearing. Is it Easter? Is the Schumann resident going off? Is it happening? It's New Zealand. I really, like I told you guys, I didn't see nothing going on, is why I ain't really covered you. This is where the most help of easing people's minds is needed. So here's your next 24-hour totals coming up. See if I can get it to step at 2 in the afternoon my time here. And I'm trying to get these numbers to do what I want. All right, 24-hour totals in these areas here up to looking like about 20 centimeters, 15 centimeters coming your way. As you're coming up towards this direction, the totals will be much higher. Wind damage is going to be high. Gusts are going to be high. I'm expecting some of these gusts to exceed 90 miles an hour in some of these mountain passes, as even a wind that's going 60 can squeeze through a gap, suddenly released. Its velocity will increase like that. Yeah, it's a lot of tree damage to occur along these roads over the next 24 hours. Okay? So batten down the hatches, folks. Ride it out. You're tough folks. You come from tough people. And if you don't believe in geoengineering, it can fucking kill you anyhow. It's a good thing I do. And I'll be watching out for you. All right? So there it is. Here's your geostorms. It's like you got two stores laid on top of each other. Yin and yang can suck my wang on this one. You seeing it? Well, that's your guideline. So stay safe, be vigilant. I'll be watching. Cheers.